Welcome to another episode of Drunk Guys on Chick Flicks, the podcast that's definitely not out of ideas.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
I'm your host, Matt, and with me, as always, is your co-host, Garrett.
I'm Garrett.
Garrett, what movie are we watching this evening week?
So we decided to double down,
Yeah.
and we're going to watch Overboard.
Now, I know that some of you listening are going to be like, oh, you're going to watch the same movie again. Not so. We are watching the 2018 version of Overboard.
Starring Anna Faris.
And Eugenio Derbez?
Nope, no idea.
Never heard of him before.
Literally no idea.
So, director is Rob Greenberg, who directed Meet Dave. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He didn't direct Meet Dave. He's directed, almost no feature films. Just television. Just a lot of television.
Good.
7 episodes of How I Met Your Mother.
Good.
The 1 episode of How I Met Your Dad that got canceled immediately.
Okay.
Happy Endings, a couple episodes. Actually,
kind of a funny show.
A couple good shows. But like
no.
no feature films. Written by Bob Fisher, who writer on We Are the Millers, writer on Wedding Crashers.
Writer on Wedding Crashers, hey!
Yeah. Rob Greenberg, so the director.
Okay.
And Leslie Dixon, who was the writer on the first version of Overboard.
That makes me think it's going to be more similar to the first one than I thought.
Well, here's hoping, because I really, really liked the first one. And this has got me.
You're not gonna
this
like
is going to be bad. I have a feeling this is going to be bad.
Stop.
This movie stars, like we said earlier, Eugenio Derbez, Anna Faris, Eva Longoria.
Yeah, Eva Longoria's in this one.
John Hannah, Swoozie Kurtz, Mel Rodriguez.
It goes downhill from there.
Yeah,
There's no one. Mostly no one. Couple.
Do you know what Swoozie Kurtz has done? No one knows.
Stop.
Drop. Shut him down. Yeah, you're right.
So, as part of the double feature,
the doubling down.
This is our first ever double feature, really. Back to back, same movie, remake. So, in the same vein, what beer did we go with, Matt?
So, we decided to stick with the same brewery that we went last time. So, Garvey's Point Brewery in Glen Cove, New York. And we are drinking their Turning Tides Double IPA.
Also nautical themed.
Yeah, also, because
Overboard,
someone falls
ship,
overboard,
somebody goes over a ship,
and they're
into
turned
water,
around in the tides.
There's water. And water. You're running out of ideas.
I thought you were yelling at me, and then I realized you were talking to the audience.
Yeah, don't point the finger at us, man.
Don't you look at us. Turning Tides is a great beer, 8.5%, so a little boozy.
I actually love this beer. I'm stoked. I'm stoked to drink it.
It is my favorite beer.
That
they make. No, that they make. It's my favorite beer that they make.
I thought you were more like a Bud Light Lime kind of.
BL Smooth, BL Lime,
Yeah.
In general.
That's where I've always put you.
Now, Garrett, why are we watching this movie this week?
We're watching this movie because you won the bet last week and you decided you wanted to double down.
Yeah, that's true. I won the bet.
So the bet last week.
I won the bet.
I
was the one that won it?
Exhausting. Okay, so the bet last week was how many times they say the word overboard in the movie.
Which ended up being like 6 or something.
Yeah.
Because it was once right up front and then
5
nothing.
5 at the end.
And then 5 in the last 3 minutes. Oh, overboard? We were overboard. She's overboard.
I think you're going kind of overboard saying overboard.
The name of the movie's Overboard.
Yeah. So we're actually going to do the exact same bet.
Double down!
Yeah. I think it's only fitting. I think it's almost funnier to have it be the bet this week, and then we can kind of compare how many times they say it compared to the original.
Would you like to bet first since you lost?
Yeah, and I'm betting 4.
1.
I want to change my bet.
Nope. Too bad. You said 4.
I'm going to say what you said last week, all right?
No, you said 4.
There are more numbers over 2 than there are below 1.
Why did you make me sound like that? I don't sound like that. I don't have a...
I guarantee you, voice. Listeners cannot tell the difference between your voice and what I just did.
All right. Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Say something.
My name is Matt.
Fuck, you're right. It's so close. Damn it. Anyway.
Is there any trivia for this movie?
The only trivia that I saw that was worthwhile to mention was that apparently on an episode of the podcast What's the Tea? What's the Tea? Yeah, What's the Tea? RuPaul brings up in a conversation with Anna Faris about Goldie Hawn and suggests that she should remake Overboard. Like, they were talking about Goldie Hawn. She was like, Anna, you should remake Overboard.
Oh, wow.
And apparently then she did.
Do you think that was actually the impetus for doing so?
Hard to say.
Hard to say.
I don't know how much podcast conversations really matter in the world of Hollywood.
I like Anna Faris.
I like Anna Faris. Anna Faris.
Anna Faris, sorry.
We're saying her name wrong.
I like Anna Faris. This is our second Anna Faris
I was going to say,
movie.
hasn't she been here?
Just Friends.
Ah, yes.
And one day, probably The House Bunny.
You keep mentioning this
because we're gonna watch The House Bunny.
All right. Well, agree to disagree.
But she, I like her. She's no Goldie Hawn.
She ain't no Goldie Hawn.
I mean, like, hopefully this movie will change my tune, but I don't think so.
Do we know anything about this movie? Besides that it's a remake?
So I've never seen it. You've never seen it. In other words, seen it. It's pretty new. Again, this actually might be the newest movie.
The newish?
I don't know. Other than Bad Moms Christmas, they're like probably right up there in terms of...
No, it's 2017. I think this may be the newest one. This came out in 2018, right?
Shit.
Yeah.
So this will be like the newest movie we've done, which is interesting in that respect. But I also, from the trailers, remember it being like a gender swap sort of thing. Like
so she's like the hillbilly, like...
Or I just think like he's like the rich asshole and she's like the working class person who like takes advantage of him.
Instead of saying hillbilly, you decided to go with working class.
Well, I don't know why you're saying that Russell
Kurt Russell.
Russell Crowe. Russell Peters.
All right.
That Kurt Russell was a hillbilly. He was just like a
little hillbilly-ish.
Like a real like salt of the earth, blue collar sort of.
Who lived in a dump.
Kidnap a woman and pretend that she's your wife sort of guy.
To get free slave labor.
That is what that was.
Right?
Yeah.
Weird. But we loved it. We loved it. It's really funny. I was listening to last week's episode. You listened to these?
Yeah.
Ugh.
You listen to anything else? No.
You're right.
You don't.
No.
You caught me.
And neither should you. Listen to only us.
I was listening to it and we were like, I think we were pretty boozed. And we were like,
yeah.
But it's not that bad.
No, it's probably okay.
It's not that bad. I mean, maybe in 2019, but it's not that bad now. So, I don't know. Weird. I'm interested to see, how different it feels with the gender reversal. If it is that, but I'm pretty sure it is that. And I'm pretty sure Eva Longoria is like the friend.
Right. The one that wants to start the miniature golf course with her. I mean, if that's the case.
That'd be funny if like almost everything was different about this movie except the fact that they're still saving up to start a miniature golf course in 2019. Yeah, that lucrative business in 2019. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Cool.
So I'm pretty excited to drink this Garvey's.
Yeah, it'll be good. Maybe we won't. No, we'll be probably more.
It's so boozy. Yeah. Well, good luck us.
Hooray! And you out there.
If you've seen the movie, keep on listening. If you haven't, pause us here. And as always, we're sorry for whatever happens next.
And we'll see you on the other side. Just keep on trucking.
Why do you have to keep on trucking?
Just keep on keeping on.
Edit this out.
And we're back from watching Overboard 2018. And let me tell you, it was less good than the 1987 version.
It wasn't
87?
It wasn't 31 years better.
It wasn't 31 years better.
Is that what you're trying to say?
I need to tell you, it was 31 years worse. Is that a thing? Does that make any sense?
I don't.
Okay, well, I didn't care for it. In broad strokes, I didn't care for it. As much. I definitely, I didn't vehemently hate it. I hated it, 90% of the way. And then, the last 10% of the way, it grew on me a little bit.
So this movie was, an hour and 50 minutes, 45 minutes maybe.
Sure.
I hated the first 40 minutes of it. I kept looking at you, and I was like, this is so bad. I can't believe we did this.
I was going to say, I don't know what you're trying to say.
I cannot believe we did this. And then
Who did this?
It kind of took a turn. Like, the humor picked up a little bit. The cuteness kind of picked up a little bit. And I definitely did not love this movie. But I thought it was going to be near the bottom, and it's probably going to be right in the middle.
I feel like
we'll get to it.
I'm just saying, I feel like lately a lot of the movies just keep going near the middle, and it's just pushing the other movies towards the bottom.
The middle just pushes either closer to the top or closer to the bottom.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, maybe. We'll get to the rankings later, but I definitely I liked it.
Wow.
It. Yeah, I didn't love it, but I liked it.
All right.
I wasn't mad about it by the time it ended.
Okay. I was mad about a few things about it. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
You want to do the beer first? Oh, you sleepy?
I'm a little sleepy. Yeah, we can do the beer first. We drank Garvey's Point Brewing.
Well, wake up.
Turning Tides Double IPA.
Wake up, though.
8.2% alcohol.
You wake your ass.
Shut your ass. You shut it. Shut your ass.
Sorry, you were talking about the beer.
No, it's a delicious, juicy double IPA, and it's like got the right hints of like fruit right up front and like the bitterness at the end, and it's delightful.
It's very drinkable.
It's so drinkable to the point where it's fucking dangerous because of the high ABV.
Yeah, it's 8.2. You drink like 3 of them, you'd be
sure 3 if you're a monster, 2 if you're a regular person.
You drink like 3 or 4 of these guys.
You drink 3 or 4 of these guys, and you'll be dead. You'll be a dead person.
You drink 3 or 4 of these, and you'll run away
forever. Just never come back.
So
run away from all your problems.
I liked it a lot. You liked it a lot.
Oh, I love it.
We both love Garvey's.
Yeah.
Good, really, really good brewery on Long Island. Anyway, 3.
No bias whatsoever.
3 sentences.
Go.
1 sentence. Ready? The exact same plot as Overboard 1987. All right, I'm done. Matt, you go.
Okay. The exact same plot as Overboard 1987, just gender swapped. Boom. Fixed it.
Proud of yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I was more correct than you.
Mm.
They changed a few little things to like make it more relevant. They weren't jonesing for a miniature golf course. She was trying to be a nurse, which is a lot.
Right. There was no business venture that she and Eva Longoria, who played the friend character, like there was nothing that they were working towards together. She was just trying to be a nurse.
Yeah, and Eva Longoria was just trying to be a good friend.
Nothing really substantive was all that different, other than the fact that the genders changed, and
there was like
I don't know. There were little hiccups here and there. Like there were little things that they made you think it was going to be different.
The mom subplot,
unnecessary and ridiculous.
Just weird, like a weird choice.
There was no Kurt Russell parent character in the 1987 version.
No.
So I thought it was ridiculous that there was a mom character, especially that she was in it for like a second and chasing her dreams of acting.
Yeah, she's in it for literally 3 minutes of the entire movie.
Yeah, there's like about a minute scene in the beginning. She's in it for like 30 seconds in the middle, and then she's in it for, I don't know, maybe another minute or 2 towards the end.
Oh, you tired now?
That wasn't a yawn.
What was it?
I have severe acid reflux, Matt.
Oh, wow.
That takes the shape of...
Take a goddamn Tums and get on with it.
It takes the shape of yawns.
So okay. You were yawning. You were yawning.
Yeah, that was a yawn. Yeah, that was a bad yawn.
Okay.
So, the mom plot was like stupid. That was like a silly
There was a fucking weird, like, just detour that we did not need to go down at all.
So, do you know what I thought was a really funny thing?
I don't.
The
show your work.
In the 1987 version, Kurt Russell is a carpenter.
Yep.
In this one,
she was a cleaning lady.
No, Anna Faris she's a pizza delivery person, and then she's a carpet cleaner. She's a carpet cleaner. So in the end, there were several lines of dialogue from this movie that were like verbatim.
Yeah, there was almost entire scenes lifted out of the first one just for refilm.
And that's fine. I mean, if you're doing a remake, do a remake. You know, make it reminiscent.
There were a couple times where I was like, "This is exactly like the first one." I was like, "Right, it's a remake, you fucking asshole."
You're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they're ripping off the first movie with this exact title and plot."
Right.
Ugh.
I got mad at myself for the comment.
But towards the end, he's like. In 1987 version, Goldie Hawn goes, "You're that horrible carpenter from the boat," right?
Right.
And in this one, he goes, "You're that horrible carpet cleaning lady from the boat." And I was like, did they make her a carpet cleaner just because it sounded like carpenter?
That's really funny.
Like,
Also, she couldn't have just been a carpenter.
she totally fucking could have been.
That's what I'm saying. It's a weird choice to make her a carpet cleaner.
But like carpet.
We get it. They sound the same.
Well, like that.
No, because they both have C's and A's. I get it, and R's.
But that whole line of his is like identical
And
to
P's.
Goldie Hawn's.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for carpent. It's so funny. I thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
This beer is heavily alcoholed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heavily alcoholed. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they made the distinction that he wasn't married before all this. Like Goldie Hawn's character was married to like the grandpa from Gilmore Girls, and the Leo character. His name's Leo in the movie.
Yeah,
Leo was not married.
Love interest, yeah.
He was just like a billionaire playboy, like philanthropist.
I think it made the plot cleaner.
I do too.
I think it like
But they injected like the subplot of like the sister wants to take over the company, and then there's the other sister.
right in the way that Goldie Hawn's husband didn't want her back because she was shitty and mean to him all the time.
Right.
The sister of the main character Leo, his sister didn't want him back because she would get control of the company if he was dead
Or just not around.
not in the picture. Yeah. So I mean they traded that off, but I actually. At first, I was like, "Oh, why are they complicating it with this whole like father dying thing and like the
that was weird to
siblings?"
me too.
But actually, I think ultimately it made the plotline cleaner.
It made it a little
'cause it's
stronger.
yeah, it's not like he has to leave someone. It's like, oh, he actually like his whole life he never found love, and this is like him finding love. You know?
Yeah.
I didn't hate that change.
Right.
So he's like from a very wealthy Mexican family.
They own a building supply company.
Yeah,
That's
so
like
he's like the third richest man. His father's the third richest man in the world. So fine with it. Although
fine with it.
There's so much Spanish with subtitles, and you and I kept looking at each other.
I didn't sign up for all this reading.
Yeah, and then they'd be reading this much when watching Overboard.
Overboard 2018.
Right. Like if I watch I don't know, literally anything else, I might be more on board.
If I watched literally anything else,
like I thought this Anna Faris rom-com remake
was going to be devoid of reading.
Like, I didn't think I would be in a position where I would be physically unallowed to look down at my phone for fear of missing a line of dialogue.
A major plot point.
Yeah.
Rewind.
Hey.
Rewind. Can you go back? I missed what they said.
He said he loved her. Rewind.
You don't know what te amo means?
Apparently not.
Apparently not. There's no way to know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So that was like
a frustrating thing.
No, it was fine, and it made him like kind of like exotic and like.
But that he was ethnic?
No, that he was like, I don't know. There's like this like handsome like Latin man.
Yeah,
like,
so that he's ethnic. Exactly what I said.
Yeah,
I guess.
There's
nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, I'm stating
not
facts.
that there's anything wrong with
there's
that.
Nothing wrong with
there's
it.
anything
There's nothing wrong with it.
It's so funny. It's like an episode of Seinfeld all the time. What else did they? Well, so it's it's role reverse. It's gender reverse. So she has 3 daughters.
Right. Instead of 4 sons?
No, he had 3 sons.
No, he had 4 sons. There were the twins. There was the oldest one, and then there was little Joey.
Oh shit! He did have 4 sons
and 2 dogs.
Oh, they had no dogs. They had a bulldog.
But it was her mom's dog.
Right.
Right. Right. I mean, it's not that big of a plot point. It was just one of those things that they were just like, oh, I guess we should throw a dog in here too, so there's an added wrinkle. I don't know.
And it was a bulldog, so it was really wrinkly.
See what I did there? You see how I layer the jokes.
You didn't do it on purpose.
I didn't do it on purpose.
I pulled your ass out of the fire.
What fire? Is there a fire?
What ham? Not that ham I just bought. Sorry.
I didn't love that she made him sleep in a shed out back.
Could have been the couch.
Could have been the couch. I mean, I guess it's more realistic that she's just like, I brought this weird man into the house. I guess I should lock the house while he's outside. But
well, that was like that was a thought of mine throughout the movie. Like, so when we watched the last one, the 1987 one, right?
The
it's
last
like
what?
the last version of this film. from
Oh, yes.
1987.
Go on.
We're watching it, right? And we're like, I'm thinking to myself, this is fucking like a little inherently predatory seeming. He's like tricked this woman into coming to his house and like
Right.
taking care of his family and whatever. Like, it's like,
Although I don't
it's
think
weird like that.
we put it so eloquently on the podcast.
No, I don't think so either. But I'm saying like there is that air of that, right? Where you're like, oh, okay. And then he's like, no, you sleep on the couch. And he like makes it a point to like not have them sleep in the same bed in
Right.
that one, right?
Right.
In this one, the similar thought that kept going through my head was like, she invited a strange man to her house with their 3 young daughters
Right.
around. Like, this is so like, does she have a shotgun ready in case he's a fucking serial killer? Like, I don't know. It was just like, it was the same thought, just reversed. And I thought it was interesting that I was kind of having the same thought of like, oh, this is weird for this reason.
Hey, time's up.
Okay. So, I don't know. I thought that was like a pretty funny thing. But so she had the 3 daughters.
Yeah.
And they like similar to the old one also, they like made a point of making them like 3 different archetypes. Well, like the youngest one is just like a very young.
She's just the sweet one.
She's just sweet, like the sweet young person. And like then the middle one is like kind of like a
Kind
tomboy.
of a tomboy. She plays football. She like
Yeah.
wears a suit.
And then the oldest one, presumably like 13-ish.
Older than the oldest boy in the last.
I think so too.
One,
I think like early high school age, maybe late middle
she's
school age.
interested in boys.
Right. Well, so it's like this kind of like coming of age puberty thing, and she's dealing with popularity and like
she's
all
old
this
enough
shit.
to look after her other sisters. They make a point
For
of that.
for sure.
Right.
But they like similar to the old movie, they like made a point of like drawing these lines between these different stages of life that the kids are all in.
Right.
Whereas in the last one, it was like
They were all kind of lumped
the
together.
oldest one, it was like he's always in the bathroom with smut magazines. I was like, okay, yeah, puberty, sure, same idea, same thing they're doing there.
Is what it is. Is what
Is
it is.
That's fine. I'm trying to think. So like, yeah, her main job is pizzaing.
Is that her main job? The carpet cleaner was a side thing?
Yeah,
a side
well,
gig?
she refers to that as her second job, so I don't know. But she works as a pizza delivery lady? for
Eva Longoria's pizza place. She's the boss.
And Eva Longoria is her friend, like her best friend.
Correct. Her name is, in the movie, her name is Teresa.
Okay.
She's married to Bobby, who is the owner of a construction company. And, coincidentally, my favorite character in the movie.
Yeah. If we're doing favorite character,
I mean, we might as well.
I agree.
Bobby
he was
is
actually my favorite
very
character.
funny.
He is very funny. He was responsible for like some of the only like actual like real belly laughs I had in the movie. Like
I had very few of those.
no, like 2 or 3
Right.
throughout, but like they were all for the most part his comments.
Also, I'm sorry. Also, the older guy, I forgot. The older guy that's like in the construction crew is like obsessed with The Godfather or whatever.
Yeah, hilarious.
And Leo's talking about how like he's like, this isn't my life and I don't know and blah blah blah. And the guy's just like, if I can quote The Godfather, he's be a man. And then he goes, and then like the guy would slap him, but like I don't need to slap you, right? And he's like, no, you don't need to slap me. He's like, all right, then just be a man. And then he turns to walk away and slaps him anyway. That got me. That got me real good.
Yeah, no, that guy, that character. Do we even know that character's name?
No.
He's like not one of the first few build, so it's like I don't know. He's very very funny though, and that recurring Godfather thing was like
I wanna say
just funny
that it was
enough.
Vito.
Yeah. Oh, that would make sense because Vito.
Don Vito.
Yeah. I was gonna go down.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was done. I was done with that.
Well, I wanted to 3-part harmony yet, so.
There's only 2 of us.
Well, I wanted. Like,
Do you know how to like?
I would do the first one, and then you would go on top of me, and then I would go. Right, like
Something like that.
next time.
Next time.
Hey.
Next time.
I don't know. The plot really was incredibly similar, though, right? Guy's an asshole to her, like unnecessarily.
Less of an we discussed it as it was happening. Less of an asshole than Goldie Hawn was to Kurt Russell. Like definitely still an asshole, but less of one.
So I think definitely at first, like I looked over to you and I was like, he's just like an asshole,
Annoying.
but he's not a monster,
Right.
And he was like, you know, when she wakes him, he wakes her up or whatever, and he's like, "You're pretty." "Oh, maybe not." No, you're not." "Oh, sorry." And he's like, kind of just like, He's an asshole.
What was it? The sum of your he's talking about her face, and he says the sum of its parts doesn't make up a whole or something.
Yeah, something a bit like that.
Yeah.
Like the sum of your face is greater than its parts or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
And he's just kind of an asshole at first, but you're just like, oh, he's just like this rich douchebag playboy type. And then she comes back to his boat a second time to clean up again.
No, it's the same day.
I don't think it is. I think she goes back.
Oh. I was convinced it was the same day.
I don't know. I thought there was a scene in between there, but either way.
Either way,
she's
fine.
there, and then the second time he's like, "Hey, can you get me like a mango or something?" She's like, "No, like I don't. Like, that's not my job. Like I'm just gonna go clean up in here because I gotta go pick up my kids." And then he's like, "Well, why aren't you just getting me fruit?" And
I don't understand why I don't have this fruit in my hand right now.
And he in that moment he is truly monstrous.
Sure, but like Goldie Hawn was a monster the entire time.
For the first, bit.
That's what I meant. Like for the first, you always do this.
No, I do agree. I think, but that's what I'm saying. Like I think for the most part he's just like an asshole, but not like a monster until that moment.
Sure.
And then he pushes her off the boat and throws her vacuum, her carpet cleaner thing.
It's very expensive.
She does yell that. Yeah. She does yell that.
Oh, speaking of things that are yelled in the movie, Garrett, who won the bet?
It's hard to tell.
I just feel like it was less hard to tell because it was very clear how many times the word overboard was spoken.
Well, I just feel like,
how many times was it spoken?
Well, more than none.
Okay, so if you were to guess, if it was a guess between 0, 1, or any other number, what would you guess? It was one time. I won the bet again, and I switched my bet from the last time. I went high last time. I went real low this time. I still fucking won it, and I feel good. I'm feeling good.
You proud? You proud of you?
Feel like a big man?
You proud of you right now?
Feel like a big man?
You like yourself?
I do.
You like how this feels?
You know what? I love me.
You like how this feels right now, though?
New year, new me. I love me.
Don't you
how
dare!
So next week we'll have something else that's pretty torturous for Garrett, but not decided as to what yet.
The 2019 remake of Overboard.
Starring me and Garrett.
Just fan film.
Just fucking shaky cam from a camcorder. You said that you would be my husband.
Arturo!
Catalina!
And credits. It's just us watching us and then talking about us.
Can we have Despacito be the credits?
You really want that.
I really do.
Say one other word other than
nope.
Despacito.
I had nothing. Called my bluff. Never even heard the song.
You've heard that song.
I've heard the song a million times.
You love that song. I've seen you dance to that song.
Inebriated?
Yeah. Tell me about it. All right. So, Matt won the bet.
Hooray!
That'll be rough.
Hurrah!
Week. You're really starting a new reign of terror. This had happened once before.
I don't think you've won very much. We don't have a tally anymore. But if someone were to go back and tally it up for us,
I'm not going to do it.
I said somewhat. I didn't say if you would.
You had a tone and you looked at me.
Hey, if someone might do that, it would be really helpful for the show. Someone? Garrett?
Such a prick. So, all right, you won the bet.
Where were we though? So he he throws her off the boat. And then it's the same situation. He goes, instead of looking for his wedding ring, because of course he's not married, he goes up to the deck to look for condoms, and is knocked off the boat while the captain is dancing to some discotheque music.
Yeah, very loudly in the bridge of the ship. And
what bothers me about that is that he's holding. You see him instead of just being off the boat like Goldie Hawn was, you see him holding on. And he's calling for help, and no one hears him. And great. But then you hear him fall off the boat. He hits the water, and then continues to yell, "Help me! Help me! Help me!" And then next scene, he has amnesia. How does that make any sense?
Maybe he got knocked around by some waves.
Some turning tides?
Maybe the name of the beer. Good night, everybody.
No, it's too soon. We have so much more that we have to do. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Next time.
I don't know, maybe he got knocked around by the waves. He hit his head on a buoy. A dolphin swam by and like roughed him up. It's whatever.
Roughed him up? How?
I don't know, they have fins and
Bottle noses.
I think you're thinking of like a porpoise. So
What are you talking about? What?
I think you're.
I'll agree to disagree.
Yeah.
So Juan's up on the beach. He goes to the hospital. The sister comes looking for him, finds out that he's amnesiac, and it's just like, fuck it, I'm out.
Much like the husband Grant from the first one.
Right, but she goes to bigger lengths, like goes to a funeral home and like buys an urn and then like scrapes some like ashes off of a fireplace and was like, oh yeah, he's dead.
Right. She goes to the length of not only does she go to the hospital and see him and decide that, nope.
Not for me.
Nope. Don't like him. Don't want him around.
I'm gonna kill off my own brother.
She like tries to fake his death.
Yeah.
Because like he doesn't know who he is or where he is. So like he, in theory, will never surface again as long as she can like try to, make pretend.
Make pretend, especially since like her dad was dying, or in her mind, her dad was dying.
I
So
mean,
like,
we
if
all
he just,
thought that was a deathbed scenario, right?
I kind of didn't. I kind of had a feeling he was gonna bounce back, and he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meow.
Spoiler. Hey, spoilers, you guys. That was going to come out in conversation in like 6 minutes, and no, it's just out now.
No, it's just out now.
Sorry. The dad is not dead, nor is he dying. Nor does he die in this film.
That's what old people do.
Well, I mean, like he's dying.
Die.
Like he's dying in the sense that like we're all dying.
We're all dying. At one point, sometime.
Like
hey,
you.
sometime, maybe.
Like you.
Don't do that to me. You know how I am with that.
Like how you're dying.
Oh God. Existential terror seeping in. And we're back.
And we're back.
Matt's back from the hospital.
You just sound sedated.
Yeah. I'm fine.
So, I don't know. Otherwise, plot-wise, did we have a lot of points that like differed all that much from the first one?
Evil Longoria was the one who came up with the plot for the entire, like, stealing him and like
True.
instead of Anna Faris herself.
Right. The friend came up with the friend character came up with the plot, like the whole scheme, rather than the Kurt Russell character.
Right.
Being Anna Faris.
I'm trying to think of what else.
Oh, you know what I thought was a funny thing?
I don't.
So it takes place in the same town.
Oh, the exact same.
That the first one took
But
place
does
in?
it take place in the same state? Were they in Oregon?
It might have been Washington. I don't know. Was the first one in Oregon?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was just Pacific. I don't know.
Pacific
if it was
Northwest.
Yeah. So this was Belle Elk Cove. I fucked that up. This one was Elk Cove.
Right.
Either Oregon or Washington, which is where the first one took place.
Sure.
And one of the other funny things was the doctor who's like treating Leo in the hospital.
Sure.
When the sister arrives, she's like, amnesia? He has amnesia? And the doctor's like walking down the hall with her explaining like, yeah, well, like happened to this pretty young girl in the 80s in this very town.
So both these movies take place in the same universe.
It's kind of funny because it is a little bit of a sequel, like in a way.
In as much as that, like they reference the first one in that one scene and only that one scene.
But it acknowledges that the first one happened.
Sure.
And it's not just like, it's not in a vacuum,
Yeah. It would have been better if they like went mini golfing at their old mini golf place, right? That'd have been shut down for like hepatitis probably, but
so at one point in the beginning also there's this kind of like bearded guy in flannel who comes on the boat and he's like the boat mechanic to fix the engines.
Sure.
And he comes onto the bridge and he's talking to the captain for a second and I was like, oh my God, wait. And I thought he was going to say, finish those closets. And I thought he was going to be like a nod to the Kurt Russell character.
An analog to Kurt Russell.
Yeah, sure. I thought that would have been so funny. I mean, he wasn't.
He was portly.
I was let down.
Yeah, I was let down.
I ordered my Grand Slam with sausage.
Anyway.
It's a period of my life where I only spoke through Family Guy quotes.
Was that period now?
Yeah.
Was it now?
Yeah.
Are you sure you read it in a book? You sure it wasn't nothing?
I actually used that in the real life the other day.
All the time.
Yeah.
Soundtrack. Was there anything there was like?
There was a soundtrack. There was nothing of note.
In so much that the first Overboard had literally no soundtrack.
The first Overboard's soundtrack was just
like
like
3 songs.
nondescript instrumental 80s music.
And a few clips here and there. Like Tequila was in there.
And wise men say, only fools rush in.
But I can't help falling in love.
But I can't help falling in love with you. That's the name of the movie, the song, right? That's
Yeah,
the
who sings that?
Are you kidding? I can't tell if you're kidding.
I was just testing you.
It's an Elvis Presley song.
Oh, yeah, okay. Just
Fuck
yeah. Sure. Yeah, Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley. Percy Presley.
Percy Presley.
All right. I wanted to talk a little bit about overall themes.
Thematics.
Yeah.
Semantics.
So ultimately, towards the end of the movie, I started to like this movie.
Yeah, I noticed.
So it's because I think towards the end, it actually captures like what we like about the first one to some degree.
What, like the actual, the genuine, is it genuineness? The ingenuity?
You're right?
Nope.
You okay?
Nope.
You
Brain hurts.
Need to talk?
Brain hurts.
You're right. I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, go ahead.
You think.
No, you go.
So I think the same thing that I loved about the first movie and this movie is that the message is kind of like, if you let go of like the bullshit that is yourself, like the bullshit that like you kind of build up around yourself. Mm-hmm. Like, I am this, I do this, like all the bullshit that you define yourself by, and just exist on like a fundamental level. Like Kurt Russell going to the first one. I remember Goldie Hawn going to the first one, right? Like, well, these 3 boys need a mother, or these 4 boys need a mother. You know what I mean? And like, it's hard to not feel maternal when like there's this vacuum that needs to be filled.
Sure.
You know? And it's like the same thing in this. It's like stripped of all the bullshit about his life and about like how he was defining himself previously. He's in this position where he's like with this woman who's like for all intents and purposes seems like a wonderful person, other than she's tricking this guy. Other than she's breaking the law hard
by kidnapping and not seducing, but like
it's fraud.
It's fraud.
Fraud for sure. But like, she's wonderful and she's like really good to her kids and she's working really hard.
Yeah, she's really a hard worker.
Like, he sees her and he's like, he can't help but like see the good things about her. And like, when he's told like, no, this is your life, he's like, oh shit. Like he sees the things.
Well, he rebels against it right at first, and then it kind of just sinks into the role.
Right. But then he like, you know, the 3 daughters, like he like slowly becomes like a real dad figure to these girls.
Right.
And he gets really protective and he gets really encouraging.
I will say, when the turn happens, when he like finds that regains his memory about who he is, the effect of the daughters like pounding on the window of like the limo as it's driving away or whatever was a lot more profound on me than it was with the boys in the first movie. I don't know why. It definitely affected me more.
I think the scene was slightly shorter in the first one. But also, yeah, I would give you that. I think maybe you just felt more sympathy for these little, like, the girls. I don't know.
These sweet little girls who weren't monster children.
Also, I felt like the youngest of the 3 girls was, while you were saying like the oldest of the 3 girls seemed older than the oldest of the boys.
She was probably younger than the youngest.
I think the youngest, because she was like a really tiny little girl, like, Dad, please come back. And it was sad. Like, she's riding the bike after.
Yeah, that was really effective.
And he's looking out the back window sobbing. And like, that scene is pretty similar to the one.
And he's not a good actor, so like, even that fact that he got me to feel something,
he was pretty bad.
He was pretty bad.
Yeah, he was pretty bad.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead with your thematic conversation.
No, but I also think like I mean that's pretty much it. I think at the end of the day, it hit the same note that I really like, main note that I liked from the first movie, which is like, if you can just like be a fucking person, just be a person.
All you have to do is be a person.
Like, you can appreciate all the stuff around you and all the people around you and whatever else. Like, and it was cool. I found it to be like a hopeful, nice movie in a lot of ways for that reason.
Sure.
In the same way I did for the first one. That being said, this movie
I was gonna say, what would that
is a faint shadow of the first
it's a pale comparison, yeah.
And like, as much as it touched upon the same note and whatever else, and as much as it was funny here and there and kind of cute here and there,
just didn't hold up.
One of the biggest things for me, for the love story at the very least, was, and I leaped it over to you several times and said this, the chemistry between Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell in the first one.
You keep wanting to say Russell Crowe.
No, I do.
Goldie Hawn and Russell Crowe. Fighting around the world.
I was going to say fighting around the world. We're the same.
Please don't say that again.
So, but like realistically, the chemistry between Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell.
Yeah, it was palpable.
Like, sure, they were together in real life, and maybe that was why, and maybe it wasn't why, but like, still, like, it was great. It was like they looked at each other, and you were like, shit,
it's about to go down.
They were like really looked like they were in love. Like once they were in love towards the end of the movie,
once that happened,
they were very cute with each other.
Yeah.
She was really cute with him. He was like really like chivalrous, and he got that way.
It's arguable that they are both better actors than the two leads in this movie.
I would probably say so.
Yeah.
And again, really like Anna Faris. Have nothing against the guy who played Leo.
But what you were getting
chemistry.
to, they have no chemistry.
No chemistry at
Yeah,
all.
it was pretty rough. It was like just like
even at the end, like when they're in love. No.
Still just no.
Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn have chemistry even when like she's like really like
bitchy. And like he's trying. Oh, I thought you
not
meant
even
at the beginning.
You mean at the beginning? No,
they did have chemistry there too.
They did have chemistry, but I'm saying like even when she's like has amnesia and like is resistant to all the things he's telling her, they still have chemistry in those scenes.
Yeah, there's something in the air. That something is love. It's love, Garrett. I don't know why you're looking at me like that.
I'm angry.
Okay.
But yeah, even like by the end of this movie, when it's like very apparent that they're gonna be together and like they're gonna get married and whatever, it just wasn't there.
No, it really wasn't.
It wasn't there. It like wasn't my shit. It was my jam.
It wasn't your Jim Jam, Giroux.
It wasn't my Jim Jam, Giroux.
They did like a nice little turn at the end of the movie, like when I keep wanting to say Goldie Hawn. When Anna Faris and like the girls are like showing up on the boat to like take him back to his life or whatever, and he like jumps in the water and they're swimming towards each other, instead of just being like getting together and going off in the distance, the father's like, I'm cutting you out of the will, and there's like this whole little sub scene where he's just like, wait, what do you mean? You're cutting me out of the will? Can we negotiate this?
Did you like that exchange?
It fell flat. It was this like, it was supposed to be this really funny thing, and it just kind of killed the momentum of the scene.
So I thought like it felt they're swimming towards each other, right?
Yeah.
And it feels like similar to the first one. It's this triumphant thing of like, oh man, like he's turning the boat around, but he won't go with him. They're going to meet in the middle and they're going to kiss, and then it's going to cut to them getting married or whatever.
Did they get married in the first one? Like, do we see them getting married?
You don't see them.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Well, that's something else they added in this, is that like he re-proposed before he regains his memories. He like proposes to her again.
Yeah.
Which was nice. That was a nice touch.
That was nice because he like...
It legitimizes.
It did legitimize it. It was like, hey, irrespective of like knowing what happened from here on out or whatever, it legitimizes it on both ends because it's like...
She was excited to say yes.
She was excited to say yes, but he was also like, he proposed without his memory back. Right. And then once he had his memory back, they still got married. Right. So it was like, it was as legit as it possibly could have been. Right. But back to that scene where they're swimming towards each other, right? So they swim towards each other, and then they're about to be at each other, and the father says, I'm cutting you out of the will. And it's like, he stops, Leo stops, and he turns around and is like, wait, but like, all the way? Like all the way? And then he's like negotiating with him. Yeah. And
again, a lot of reading.
And I think like it was probably meant to seem like this hilarious, like record scratch sort of like, oh my God, they're going to fall in love. Wait, what? You know?
I actually kept thinking that it would have been way funnier if they actually did the twist at the end where he's like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with the money.
Yeah.
It would have ruined the movie.
It would have ruined the movie, but I understand what you're like. It would have been funnier.
Right.
But it wasn't even that. Like, the brief note of it was even like a little bit humorous. And then that scene goes on for like 3 minutes and then being like, wait, but you mean it? Wait, how about like a stipend?
What about the Swiss bank accounts?
Yeah. And it
falls flat.
You know, sometimes
the best part is Bobby being like, at the end after like, he's like, no, I'm going for love. Bobby being like, hey, you want to adopt me?
Well, Bobby kind of saves that scene
at the he goes,
Longoria's husband, because he's like, wait, like once Leo decides he's gonna go for Kate and they're gonna be in love, and he's gonna, say damn it all to
Damn
the
the man,
inheritance.
save the empire.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Bobby's in like a lifeboat right next to him, and he just stops. And he's like, "Hey man, like you might want to take a minute though, because
This
like
is a big
love,
life decision.
Like love fades, and like money is like money's great, and like." And that was actually really funny, but the actual like core of the scene of him like negotiating with his father to stay in the will was lame.
LeMay.
But concrete's the fact that Bobby's like the funniest character.
Funniest character.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah. I would definitely
Physical comedy and also his delivery, just generally. And I don't know, he's really good.
Yeah, I agree. I had a real problem. I had a very visceral, real problem with something they said early on in this movie. And it's something that I have a real problem with in society today, and I just feel like I have a platform here and I need to bring it up. Stop saying that pineapple pizza is disgusting. You guys are fucking idiots. It is a delight.
Yeah, I find that that's been a trope, like, in the past year or two.
People on the internet think it's like this fucking travesty. You know what it is? It's salty, it's sweet, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah, ham and pineapple. Incredible.
And if you have a problem with me saying that, fight me. I dare you.
Why are you doing that?
It took this. That's what I took away from this entire movie.
Why'd you roll up your sleeves and unbutton your shirt?
I'm just, trying. I'm just like I'm feeling me. I'm feeling me, and I'm feeling like anxious and angry. And
why are you sweating?
sweating? Why am I always sweating?
Edit
How
this.
can you always tell that I'm sweating?
Okay. Oh God, edit this.
Oh God.
Yeah, I agree. I appreciate that you.
I feel very, very intensely about this.
Well, I appreciate your strength and your bravery.
Thank you. I
this
feel,
moment.
you know what? I feel brave for bringing it up.
I know that took a lot,
It took a lot.
and thank you.
Hey, Garrett, how do you feel about pineapple pizza? Put it out there.
Oh, dude, I love it. It's fucking great. Pineapple, ham pineapple.
Fucking
Hawaiian,
fucking
little
incredible.
Hawaiian slice.
Hawaiian.
Nom.
Now, if you wanted to get crazy, you put a couple peppers on there too. Woo! A little spicy Hawaiian.
I've had that too. It's delight as well.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you something.
Is it how did I get this handsome? No way to know, man. Genetics.
No way to know. Would you? I mean, this movie. It's way too recent to say whether or not it.
There's no
died.
way. I mean, I'll tell you right now. It will die.
Like, is this on HBO yet? Has this been on HBO? Like, is it even that old?
Oh, Garrett, there's no way to know.
I hate you.
There's no way to know. No one could know.
Yeah. All right. No way to know if it died. Would you recommend this movie?
No. I feel like if you're gonna watch Overboard, watch the first Overboard and don't watch this movie.
Well, have we talked about that already? Like, would you recommend the first movie? I don't remember what we said from last week. Would you recommend the original Overboard?
Yeah, like fucking gangbusters.
100%.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah, I think I 100% recommend the first one.
It's a classique.
If you really like Anna Faris, or if you
Anna
want something
Faris.
incredibly light, or if
you're like doing some ironing, or like you're just like running in and out of the house a bunch, and you just need something to like entertain your kids while you don't watch them, or just like to keep something on in the house so it doesn't seem like you're home alone while you're so sad by yourself in the bath.
If I was like paying bills, or like folding laundry, or like, I don't know, doing anything that I would just like,
Or you were in the basement and you wanted to feel like there's someone else in the house so you didn't get scared. Yeah, that's a thing, right?
yes, I actually usually like leave something on for that reason. No joke. Like,
It's okay. Someone's here with me. It's fine.
I had to go down to our basement this past weekend for like a prolonged period of time.
And you like shut the lights off but ran to the front door.
I had Netflix going on my phone the whole time. And I wasn't watching it. I was like doing stuff.
What was on it? You have no idea. You just hit play and you put it in your pocket.
It was Parks and Rec.
All right.
It was
Something light.
It was something that I've seen before.
You didn't want it
but
to be
I just
like
needed the sound.
SVU or something.
I needed the sound and light. That's all it was. Because if Parks and Rec is playing, there can't be any ghosts.
Nothing could ever happen. Nothing bad could ever happen.
No ghosts there. Yeah, I would recommend the first one hands down. This one, it was like, if you were curious because you liked the first one, sure.
That's actually kind of, to be honest, that's kind of why we watch this. Is I kind of needed to know.
I was super curious. I was super curious.
Super Trooper.
Super curious. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're gonna have more movies like this as we go in terms of like remakes or like sequels or like Bad Moms.
Prequels
Like,
or
we
sidequels.
We still need to watch Bad Moms.
Oh, the first one, sure.
Yeah.
We need to watch Mamma Mia and Mamma Mia 2, Back in the Habit.
Different.
No, I think that's right. That sounds right.
That's Sister Act 2. You know that, right?
I love Sister Act and Sister Act
I
2.
love both. I was fucking raised on those movies also. I say that all the time, but I was raised on those movies.
Garrett was raised by television.
I love it. And when he goes,
I will follow him.
Oh, God, it's so good.
I love
watch
you.
that
I love you
tonight.
so much.
Yeah, man. Thanks so much.
All right. I guess, I mean, we've discussed kind of about how we feel about this, but why don't we bring up the list and see what is the haps there?
Well, how do Rowdy Tomatoes feel about it?
We didn't talk about that. Sure. Okay. So do we want to look at this one or do we want to retrace where we were with the first one?
Let's go to the last one first.
Okay. So 1987 Overboard, 44 tomato meters. So that's critics.
Right. And
That's rough. And we both agree that that was rough.
yeah, I think that's really unfair.
And
then
73% audience score, which makes a lot more sense.
right. I give this like high 80s. At least an 80.
You mean the original?
Yeah, the original.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. The 19. Oh God. The
The
2018 version.
2018 version.
25% tomato meter. So still bad. I mean, definitely bad.
I would
Worse.
say that is proportionately like how much worse I would consider. Like I wouldn't give this movie a 25%. I really wouldn't.
Okay.
But I would say if the first one's a 44, this one's a 25.
I would agree.
Right?
I would agree.
I would agree with the proportional number there.
Right, but we wouldn't give the first one a 44 to begin with.
Nor would I give this a 25.
Right.
Really.
Okay. So we're on.
How did this one do with audiences?
Ooh, not so well. 57%.
Not a passing score.
No, not a passing score.
Ugh.
Again, though, kind of proportionate if you look at it. Right, 73 to 57.
Yeah.
It was a sliding scale. Everything
Yeah.
moved down just a little bit. I may not have agreed with this, like the 57. I think 57 is like. I mean, I'm sorry. I do agree with this. I think like 57% is like pretty average.
I would give it a 65. I'd give it a passing score.
Passing grade, huh?
Yeah, I'd give it a passing score.
Okay.
There were elements that I really enjoyed, and like some of it was really cute, and there were a handful of laughs.
And it was
whatever.
like shot well, I guess.
It wasn't
It wasn't. It was very regular.
poorly shot and acted there.
Wow. Do you think they spent all their money on Eva Longoria?
I asked you that. How dare you? How dare you?
Well, you weren't bringing it up on the podcast,
All
so
of
I
the
felt
money
like it needed to
from this movie, like the entire actor budget, I think,
was spent on Eva
was
Longoria.
Eva Longoria and Anna Faris.
Anna Faris.
Because
But like probably more Eva Longoria.
everyone else, there are a handful of people who are like kind of recognizable, but everyone else in this movie is like not really of note from
or like
from
in
being-
it that much.
Right. This brings me to another question before we get to our list.
Sure.
Who would you have preferred to play Leo? Because I think Leo, he was fine.
Okay.
And by the end, I actually liked him a lot more than in the beginning. But I think if we turned this on and it was like a more notable actor playing Leo, I think I might have been more engaged.
Okay, so there's it's a trickiness to the question because like I'm curious if like they injected an ethnic like proportion to the movie because of the actor or not, or like it was just like something that was already written into the movie. If we were gonna go with like an ethnic, I would say like a Benjamin Bratt.
I don't like how you say ethnic.
Oh, stop it! It wasn't supposed to be shitty. I'm saying if they were going with this ethnic theme, which is a main part of the movie, I would say like a Benjamin Bratt. He's a lot more likable. He's a lot
You're
more.
saying if the movie was written in the context where like it was like this very wealthy Mexican industrialist
Correct.
son,
Yeah,
right?
It's a very main theme in the movie. That's what I'm
As
saying.
opposed to
just
like, oh, this guy. Oh,
They
and he
chose
happens
this guy,
he
and then
happens
they
to be
added it into the
Hispanic,
movie
and we can like
afterwards.
make him
Right.
we can write this around him.
correct.
I would have liked that. I think Benjamin Bratt might be old for it, but actually, we looked this up. This guy who
He's
played
not
Leo,
young.
he's 56, and Anna Faris is 42.
I'm looking at Benjamin Bratt right now.
Hey, Matt,
Yeah.
type faster.
Well, that's just mean. Benjamin Bratt.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, well, I got him.
Benjamin Bratt from Miss Congeniality.
1963.
So he's actually a year younger than
I'm
this
telling
guy.
you, the Benjamin Bratt.
What the fuck?
I would have preferred a Benjamin Bratt type. He's a lot more handsome, a lot more charming.
I would have preferred a Benjamin Bratt as well. I don't know. I don't know who would have had like.
I don't. Well, come on, you got to give me something. I gave you my answer.
Well, definitely not a Chris Pratt type.
Well, wow, too soon, man. He's engaged now.
He also like is not. He's too goofy for this. Right?
He's.
Like, I think he's too goofy.
I mean, it would have totally worked. Especially modern day Chris Pratt, where he's like ripped to shit. Like if he was like fat Chris Pratt, it like would not have worked because he wouldn't be the rich playboy guy. He would have been the fat child that he is on Parks and Rec. First couple seasons.
I don't know. Benjamin Bratt's a really good answer.
I'm telling you. You could have done like a Bradley Cooper type, maybe.
So Cooper and McConaughey came to mind. McConaughey's too old now, I think.
Cooper would have
too weird.
Cooper would have worked.
Cooper, I think, is too big for his britches now. Like I couldn't have seen.
No, I mean for sure. I'm saying that if we were.
I mean, have you seen A Star Is Born?
I haven't. Actually.
I mean, have you seen it?
I'm just saying, if I had my druthers, and I do mean all my druthers, that may be a Cooper type.
Matt, what's a druther?
You know what it is. All right. What do you want? You want to look at the lists?
Yeah, let's look at the list.
Okay. So, as of last week, Overboard, the original for us, landed at the number 2 spot for me, and the number 11 spot for Garrett. Where will you place this movie, Garrett?
This movie
Go on.
will forever and always.
Tell me. Until the next time we restructure our lists.
I think this movie's going to be 19.
Okay. So, placing it below New Year's Eve and above Enchanted for you.
Yeah. That's it.
You're going to stand by that, huh?
Yeah. And my number 1 is still Moonstruck. And my number 27
Yes.
is...
No, 28.
It's going to be 28, yeah. Is going to be Made in Manhattan still.
Grape.
Grape. What about you?
Okay. I'm going to say this doesn't make much sense because I like this movie less than you did, but I think I'm going to rank it higher. Weird.
That's funny.
I know. I think it's going to go at 18 for me. So not much higher, but a little higher.
What's it pushing down?
It's pushing down. So it's between She's the Man is number 17. This will be 18. And 19 is Pretty in Pink.
Okay, and your number 1?
Devil Wears Prada. And my number 28 is Made in Manhattan.
Wow.
Forever and always. But like maybe not one day. Who knows? I'm not a doctor. Are you a doctor? You're not.
Certainly not a doctor.
Certainly not a doctor.
All right. I don't think that's unfair. I think that is funny that you're ranking it higher than I am, but you're shitting on it more heavily.
I don't know. I dislike a lot of the movies below it.
Maybe I just have a higher opinion of most of our movies than you do, Matt. Maybe that's...
Sure.
Maybe
I mean,
that's
it's
what
also
this is about.
just one spot higher than yours, so I wish you would shut your stupid mouth. How about that? How does that feel? Not good, does it?
Well, that does it for this episode of Drunk Guys on Chick Flicks. If you guys want to reach out, we're at drunkguysonchickflicks@gmail.com, at GGOCF on Twitter, Drunk Guys on Chick Flicks on Instagram, some sort of Facebook that I'm not aware of, nor will I ever be aware of. And also Carrier Pigeon. So thanks so much for listening to this episode, and reach out and let us know what you thought. Hopefully Matt doesn't torture us too terribly next week.
But probably.
But he probably will.
Because that's my way.
And thanks so much. See you next time.
Goodbye.